what I'm about, and this is 20 years for me. 20 years of starting a project with Margaret.
25 probably.
And she's still my best mate, which is amazing.
It is.
But she can tell lots of stories about the journey and the phase. I won't go into the details. Giles, you might at some time want to pick up Margaret's story in a future time to capture the history of kind of community. But we're left with this, and this is a new start for me. Forced into it. I've been in Africa for 3 years. I was a COVID activist, and thanks to this little book called The Coming Times, it was a wake-up call for me to realise that I was part of the problem, and I didn't get it, but until I read the book, that to resist is to persist, and me being part of the alternative media was as much of a problem as the mainstream media. So once I swallowed that and studied the book, page after page was enlightenment for me. And I started my spiritual journey, and that was a year ago, 13 months ago. So that's been an interesting journey for me. Changed my whole concept, and I was able to look at myself a little bit deeper. So I'm thankful for that experience. Helena's not here, unfortunately. She's the channel of the book, and I was a facilitator of it. When she introduced me to the book, I think everybody here knows Helen, or most of you know Helen. I was a facilitator. So I had to get it to print, which we did, and I've just done a take on that with her, but I'll talk about that later. So it's built on the basis of the learning. I've done 20 years of community building, a lot of that in Africa, and we started here, oddly enough, in 2010 with a community based on a visit I did to Findhorn in 2009. So I went to America, to Twin Oaks, and jumping rabbits and trying to get the best of communities, looking at samples of communities, and lots of learning. And I didn't get it right in anything I tried, because I was racing to build a network of communities to connect everything together. And it's been the mission of the Missing Kind charity to create a global network of communities, sustainable communities that support each other. That's been the objective. And it's really too big for me to have handled. But I was racing, and COVID, I was racing harder. And it wasn't a good obsession I had, but I was obsessed with COVID, anti-COVID. I was an activist, I was a truth seeker, and I've learned to shut my gob now. I don't talk about COVID anymore. Just accept what I know, and what I know is what I know, and it's only personal to me. And I don't preach anymore, I don't try and change views, and all the alternative programs I set up and the companies I set up, they're dormant. And they may rise again for a different purpose, but they're dormant. So I've left that behind, and now I can refocus, lick my wounds, if you like, from Africa, and then rebuild with people with a different mindset, not driven by money. So I'm thankful for some of you here who I know are doing that already, and that's what I've got to do, connect with the people that are doing it already and support those people. I can't convert people that are not doing it. I thought I could. I can't change cultures. I thought I could. And I had a great belief in everybody I met when they told me and gave me lip service. I believed what they said. I didn't realise that I was just the white guy with the wallet, and I was influencing their ethics. But that's a good learning curve for me. I'm so thankful for some of the people I'm left with, really thankful. And Mel we met a few years ago, and she's an icon for me, and what she's done with kind of education in the forest, beautiful, and never driven by money. And we've always helped out a little bit here and a little bit there, but what she's done on merit. And Giles is another one that, we're thankful to Giles for really saving Kind of Sound Radio, because in Africa it started to fall away. I was too thinly spread out, and then Giles enthused about it right from day one. It really Mr. Enthusiastic, and he's here today with his enthusiasm and everything he stands for, and he'll talk about his own journey. But there's a lovely blend of people here today that can sow the seeds for kind of community, kind of convoy, all the projects we talked about. It's too big for me to do. So all I want to do is facilitate. So am I talking too quick, aren't I?
No,
perfect.
Brilliant.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, just slow me down because I can go on and on and on.
Well, keep going, man.
Okay. So I'll come back to this venue. I've invited everybody to come together to look at this venue, and the objectives of today is to connect the key people who I believe could be the catalyst for the kind of community, the movement. I'm lucky to meet some of you more recently, and there's some key people that are not here for different reasons, but I'm really excited about it being your journey and me just supporting your journey. And based on my experience, we're not driving it with the dictation, going into what Mel stands for, sociocracy, where we decide together, we create together. There's no hierarchy. There's decision making on an equal basis. That's why I don't like standing here. You know, I do believe in circles. I believe in giving people rope, but I've made the big mistake of giving people rope and then running away from it and strangling themselves and strangling me in the process. I'm still taking the daggers out my back from both Africa and the remnants of here. Adi's been instrumental. He's coming back from Bulgaria to help me prepare for this and this weekend, so thanks Adi for that. And if anybody saw this garden a week ago, she's 4 days ago, she just, there's 5 years of growth there, and it's just been, it looks barren, but when we took it in 2010, there was nothing here. There was not a tree in the place, and they've been neglected ever since. Since the last four years. 4 years. So anyways, I'm thankful to a lot of people, and so I'm really excited about what this could be. If people can see that it's community, if people can see it's for the collective, it's not for an individual. If people can really see that, and not many people can see that, they can't understand the gift, the art of gifting, knowing that you'll always get multiple times back. Yeah, it's not about self, it is about gifting. It's about exchanging with people and sharing with people and asking the question, how are you, but how are you really? It was lovely to hear Andy here, he was repairing a toilet yesterday. He was sweeping the chimney out. I thought, that's community. Someone picked up the brush to clean the chimney. Simple as it is. You never have to pay for a brush, you never have to get somebody to clean it. Oh, well, we'll go around, we'll pop in to the farm, we'll pop in to somebody else's home or something. Yeah, we can do the chimney, we can repair your door. These doors need repairing. We've got a glazer, we've got a builder, we've got a baker, we've got all this in our network. And then we get to an exchange economy. And then we go to a gifting economy. It's a long way away, but we've got to think about gifting. And that's back to roots. We were built on a gifting economy. Humanity was about gifting. It was sharing. It was about being one. And that's where we will go. In my lifetime, maybe not. But we can sow the seeds for it. We can sow the seeds in the younger generation by teaching the principles that Mel teaches in the forest school environment, teaching them nature, going back to ancestral roots, being respectful of all those qualities of ancestral communications, the spirituality of that, which is I'm learning about, and there's people here and more people are coming that are much more advanced than I am. So I'm grateful for all my learning. I'm really excited about the future learning off your backs, because you've been on much more spiritual journeys than I have. So I'm really looking forward to that. And my heart is open and my mind is open. My ego's long gone. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that. I'm looking forward to the next generations coming through. And I've been blessed with lots of, I assume it must be channeled, lots of ideas, self-sustainable ideas. But I'm not doing any more of a big wallet, so I'll fund that. And I'll fund a little bit, I'll support people as I've supported lots of people, but more carefully and mindful, because I've created more problems than I have solutions with my philanthropy. I don't have children, and that's obviously for a reason. The reason is to do this, I think. But it's joyful when you go into a school, in Africa particularly, but here, and you want to go to the forest school, it really is uplifting. And I'm able to sort of get my mind into that environment because I don't have children. I can commit to it. I don't get up from 3 or 4 in the morning because it's a chore, because I'm excited about the future. At 72, I'm really excited about planning my 100th birthday, so I'll invite, some of you should make it. Some of you should make it. There'll be no Zoomer phones on that day. Okay. So, is that okay? Do you want me to break? Do you want to go around a circle, or do you want me to tell you a little bit more about this venue?
Could you talk about a little bit about the sock?
Yeah, sure. Okay, SOC goes back to 2010. We built it with the same principles. There's a map on the wall there. This is going to be a social enterprise to make a difference to community. So we were going to integrate it, and it was going to be the start of the map. And you see the map on the wall, and that map wasn't a dream. It came. It was in. The buildings were there, and there's still remnants of the buildings around. It was the creation. This was going to be a social enterprise on an events venue, a wedding venue, to create revenue to pump back into the system.
Which you did for a period.
Pardon?
It did do that for a period.
It did, very well, very
Yeah,
well.
we did that.
One year we put £80,000 into a charity, into the missing kind, £80,000. So yeah, it was very successful. And I lived out of this, I lived upstairs and for Addie for a few years, wherever Addie is. Where's she gone?
She's at our car.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we were together for 5 or 6 years, I think. So there was some good years, and it was very successful in terms of what it did. It was a very successful wedding venue. We got up to 27 weddings one year. We had some really good experiences. So it was quite successful at fundraising, and it continued to be quite successful at hosting things. We had the foster children in here, we had the old people. We used to run the bus. We had a bus. We used to run to the local care home and bring them in for Thursday lunch. We had the disabled people from Godalming's nursery in Red to Green come up. So we were doing social impact stuff, and that was quite rewarding as well, and really, really enjoyable. And then we had some musicians come every weekend, and Sunday there'd be volunteer musicians out in the bandstand. So it was a vibrant place, and a lot of people donating their time. So it was a high energy place, and it was successful in that regard. We made a lot of people drunk, that's for sure. And that is the poison of what we sell, but it's under control. We all, well, not all of us, but a lot of us liked that relaxation, the stimulation of alcohol to enjoy the social environment. Some of us don't, some of us tolerate it, but in moderation. We've been very successful. So the missing sock got destroyed while I was away, and I won't go into the negativity of that. And it's taken a year just to sit back and observe this and try and rebuild it. And anybody that knew it, not many people did see it a year ago, which realised the transformation to get it back to where it is. It's still not right. We see all these light bulbs missing and stuff, and if you look behind the corners you'll see lots of things that's not right. But this is the core of the movement now. This is the hub going forward. It's your hub. It's the hub of the people that want to be part of kind of movement. It's for you as much as for me. Yeah. Can you use this venue? Do you want to use this venue for workshops, for campouts, for educational programs? Yeah. For fundraising events, whatever you want to do. Do you want to set up a therapy room upstairs? Do you want to run yoga and Tai Chi in here in the mornings and have well-being workshops? Do you want to run a men's club, a work club for men in abuse situations? We all talk about women abuse, but there's a lot of men committing suicide, more so than ever before. And there's some good programs around the country. And Andy's men's clubs, workshops, where we can run that, exchange clubs. And then we can also build the hub for the community. It's about forming this network. So Mrs. Sock's just one node, and then we've got another one with Anna at DIS. I've only just recently met Anna. She's got a lovely concept, and I really want to have this relationship. So we're building places like that, and Mel's vision and what she's already got in the forest school, but she's got much bigger visions, and those visions will come to fruition. I've no doubt about that, because we are so connected. And now I'm here, back from my journeys and more clear in my direction and my guidance, that will definitely be spending time. And this young lady here from a farm in Woodbridge is another, instantly I think that's a node. There's a node there. There's a node. And then the next thing we talk about is trading routes between nodes. We talk about shipping people, goods, services between the nodes. And we start off with the first trading route, which is the East Anglia trading route, which will go here to Bury, to Ipswich, Thetford, Woodbridge, Colchester, whatever it is, as we build the nodes. And we'll seek these people who want to be part of the nodes. There's no cost. just exchange. What have you got in your node? You've got a forest, you process water, you're a chicken farmer. Then there's certain criteria we would have as a kind of community, and it's mindful. We've got to be mindful. We're not going to dictate to people that they be a vegan or a vegetarian or a carnivore, but it's mindfulness. It's got to be mindfulness, and it's got to be respect of animals. Going back to ancestral roots, so cultural roots, respect of life, respect of land, and respect of humanity, and which is the three simple rules of missing kind, which me and Margaret are trustees of, and hopefully Mel will join us on the board of trustees. It's kindness to planet, kindness to animals, kindness to humanity. Yeah, simple as that. So that's what we're about, setting the training route up around East Anglia, looking for these nodes. The nodes are made up by individuals, by social businesses, by communities, by farms, by shops, doesn't matter what it is. Be part of the network with the vision of having enough, sharing enough. And we're not looking for excess. We want to support each other as well as we support ourselves. And we have a beautiful model of sharing and sharing our resources, sharing our skills. And I won't bore you with kind of bank and exchange systems, but there's so many ways we can easily do it. Things I've trialed and failed, but realised the shortcomings of it and the need tuning. Failed because I've got no resources. So this time I sit back and wait for the resources, wait for the passion to come through. Yeah, and then where I see a passion, and see clearly we've got an educational passion, we've got someone that's a passion for freedom and love, and everything that Giles does is full of passion. So we have starting to build passion of people, and they'll be the core of kind of movement. And I'll just be one of those people in the movement with equal status of everybody else. This is a collaboration, a cooperative of people. So where you see this, if you see something wrong, say, oh, we must sort that out. Okay, we've got to put that on our list. If we go to somewhere else, if we go to Anna's place, for example, yeah, what's your list? What's on your list, Anna? Yeah, what do we need in Anna? What do you need on your farm? What does Mel need for her forest school? So the long list. Then we have volunteer weekends. We exchange. We don't go to the beach for a holiday. Oh, no, let's go Mrs. Salt. We'll have a great time up there. We plan our lives around developing the network for yourselves, for your children, for your next generations. It's a big vision. And it doesn't stop in the UK. It can't stop in the UK because we know what's coming. But we don't dwell on it. But the fact is, there is a globalist agenda. I'm not even talking about that, but there is an agenda, and we're above that agenda. But we've got to make sure we put our pieces together to be ready to have the best restart of humanity that we can possibly have. And that is being mindful of what's going on, but then developing what you preach about all the time, Giles. It's the love and the passion. And that's the most important thing. And I know Margaret too is a great advocate of, and so is everybody here, loves the operative word.